from New Zealand. I'm Nathan Whaavai. This is Sophie Hart, Chris Vaughan and Trevor Voice, and we're Team Seagate.
We all get along really well and understand each other, so I think our ability to enjoy ourselves out in the course and support each other when people are having low patches, we're getting quite good at that. So
when you're on a low patch, you're like, oh, why am I doing this stupid sport? But then you come out and get into a better phase and you're like, oh, yep, that's pretty good. So no, it's definitely quite a mixture of feelings, and I guess you always hope for a race to have as much good times and hopefully not so many bad times, but you never know what'll happen. Yeah.
I know for me that it's usually when someone asks me if I need some help, then it'll sort of set off a bit of an alarm bell that, okay, I'm actually sort of slowing the team down here.
Nathan, Trevor and I all live in Nelson, so we've got the luxury of doing a few hours together. So we tried to get out for quite a few day hikes once a week. We'd head out for a 10 to 12 hour sort of hike around the hills, mountains around the Nelson area, and then it's basically fitting in what you can around work and other things. So generally I guess a couple of 3 hour rides a week and 2 to 5 hour runs, that sort of thing, and then a couple of paddles during the week.
Training for me, I tend to stay fairly active all year round, so it's really about 6 weeks before a competition I'll zero in and get really focused. And what that means for me is training 2 disciplines a day. So I'll usually do a kayak in the morning and a bike in the afternoon, or run in the morning and kayak in the afternoon, or whatever it may be. So 2 disciplines a day, and it's usually ranging between usually about 20 to 25 hours a week. So most days doing about 4 hours of training, 4 to 5 hours for that 6 week period, and then I'm usually pretty strong for a race. I think to do well in an adventure race, you need to be fit. You need to have done the hours. You need to have done the work. I mean, obviously, mental tenacity is what's going to get you through the hard times and certainly help you. But if you haven't done the hours, you ain't going to get to the finish.
I think you've also got to train to what you can handle in a week as well. I don't think for me just to take Nathan's training program and do it myself is the way to go, and same for Sophie or Chris. You really have to think about what you're doing in your training and how you're responding to that. And if you've found some sort of a weekly schedule that's working for you, then that's great. It's not a matter of the whole team doing the same thing, because we all want to get ourselves to be in great condition, but how you go about getting there is a lot of your choice, really.
I find the training's often the time that's the least stressful in the day, because it's a good way to, I don't know, I just find going out and doing some exercise that during the time you don't have to worry about things, because there's not much you can really do other than just run around or bike or paddle, and I think just getting out and getting the fresh air and doing exercise, I think probably for all of us, it makes you feel a bit more relaxed and sort of just, I don't know, I find I get all musty if I sort of sit around for too long. So I think it helps make it less stressful in many ways.
There's times where it gets really, really hard out there and it's pretty tough, and you wonder why on earth you're doing it, and you think, is this actually for me? But then if you take a step back and actually look at the bigger picture, and I think we're all really lucky and quite fortunate to be able to travel internationally to do the things that we love, and sometimes just taking a minute out to have a look at the scenery and look at the sand dunes and the sunrise and the sunset, you actually do appreciate that, if it is a little bit of, if it is your work, it's not all that bad all the time. So yeah, I think we're actually really lucky.
I personally like beating people, and there's that bit of a competitiveness that comes out, and you know that you want to prepare better than them, you want to race better than them, and ultimately you want to beat them, and so that aspect comes into it, and especially in stage racing that comes into it, and it's very intense, and it's basically survival of the fittest, and that's what we're trying to be.